What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid, more specifically milestones. There's one thing that just happened with Lucid that has never happened in Lucid's history before. So I want to break that down, what it does truly mean. And then secondly, another big kind of deal for Lucid that has only happened roughly around 5 or 6 times since it started trading in 2021. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know and what it means. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far and everything like that. When it comes to Lucid though, I have been covering it for a while, since 2021. So a long time, a little bit too long sometimes, but ultimately, I'm very familiar with Lucid and the 50-day moving average. Most of the time, they don't really jive, but when Lucid does gain enough momentum and it is able to close above that 50-day moving average for 2 consecutive trading days to really signal a trend, historically, big things happen. And so ultimately, going over here, ever since it started trading in 2021, there's only been roughly around 5 instances of it staying above that blue line, so the 50-day moving average. So 1, 2, kind of 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 roughly. So what does that mean? What am I getting at? So when it comes to Friday, that was the 2nd consecutive trading day, and just generally looking here, so it entered in at roughly 270, peaked at 420-ish, give or take. So ultimately, on average, all the way from 2021, it does yield on like anywhere from like a 25 to a 60% return. So on average, roughly around 40-45%. So essentially, with it closing above that 50-day moving average, again, Monday is going to be a key one to really ensure that it does stay above that. But if it is able to stay above that 50-day moving average, then it is fair to assume that you could see anywhere from, like I said, a 20 to 60% run, on average roughly 40. You are even seeing behind the scenes a lot of abnormal buying, very much represented right down here, and a lot of big things have been coming out. Gravity, a lot of interviews, podcasts, fireside chats, and stuff like that. And just generally looking here, so institutions have been consistently buying for 2 consecutive quarters, so more inflow, indicating ongoing strategic positioning. Very much seen through the latest 13Fs as well. So big money ETFs and whatever have been buying and accumulating Lucid, even though last 2 quarters haven't been all that great. You can kind of see just last 2 quarters generally it showed some signs that it wanted to break out, but I think it just a lot of negative things. Even the dilution recently just killed any and all chances for it to kind of continue that momentum with the broader market, which was, in my opinion, really bad timing, but it was necessary, I think, ultimately for the Gravity and whatever for 2025. But big money has been buying. That's kind of the strong takeaway. So let me know your thoughts on that. So like I said, I think just historically speaking, that does kind of give some optimism, and that's represented as well through a lot of the options I've been pointing out in a lot of my videos. But getting to pretty much the thing that has never happened with Lucid before, all the way like here, has never happened once. And generally, that is this right here. So net every single week. For instance, for the week ending beginning December the 7th, it did close 12.17% in the green. November 30th, 5.5, November 23rd, 3.81, November 16th, 4.48% in the green. So low ultimately for the last 4 weeks has been $2.02. Kind of crazy stuff, but it's never actually closed 4 consecutive weeks in a row, ever. All the way back to 2021, has done 3 weeks a couple times, but has never done 4. So this could be a sign of something big coming, potentially. Like I've pointed out in previous videos on my technicals, it could easily have a nice run to roughly $3, and that's just because of the wide gap. And honestly, Lucid, especially based on what Peter has stated, there could be a lot of partnerships coming and better than anticipated demand associated to the Gravity. So yeah, honestly, this is a very exciting time. I don't want to get too excited. I know I've stated that in the past because Lucid tends to, they like to kind of keep investors on their toes. It's kind of a comical way to put it, I guess. But ultimately, with this milestone, it is clearly gaining a lot of traction. Broader market very much optimistic right now, so I think this is a very unique circumstance that Lucid can actually move up higher. And not only that, this is kind of the key point, and stay there. So not only did it bounce off of that $2 general area and kind of moved higher, but we might not see kind of the $1 range ever since. I think it had a low of 180, or actually I'll go over here, 193. So that was a low. So yeah, what is your thoughts on essentially the new milestone? What's your thoughts on it staying above that 50-day moving average? Do you think that it is going to amount to anything, or do you think it's just going to dwindle out and kind of push lower? So what's your viewpoint on that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. And then one final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. It does give you 8 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a kick-ass deal. Link to this is in the description below and also the comments. So you might as well take advantage of some free shares. So with all that said, appreciate all of you watching.